welcome back to Chauvet DJ Academy. I'm Jeff Short, and I am so thrilled to have with me here our Western Territory Manager for Chauvet DJ, Todd Runkle. Todd, thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
So, we're talking about ShowXpress again, and Todd is our resident expert at ShowXpress, certainly one of them, and we've gotten so far that we've set up some fixtures in our system, and we've addressed them. Now what do we do?
Well, our next step after you now have all of your fixtures addressed and you've confirmed that the addresses you have within your software indeed match your fixtures is going to be to physically grab them. And this is very similar to what you'd be doing with a physical board, but we're going to do this virtually through software. And the nice thing about this is we will have a board that essentially gives you all 512 faders, which I've never seen a board that long. You probably wouldn't be able to fit it in your rack.
I haven't either.
Okay. In addition to that, though, as you know, we can go up to 6 universes. So we can actually have over 3,000 channels of control with this software.
Amazing.
We won't use all that today, but let's go ahead back here to the setup screen.
Sure.
And the second icon over is the editor. So go ahead and open that up, Jeff.
Got it.
Okay, so as you can see here across the bottom of the screen, we've got all of our faders which represent everything that you did when you first created the fixtures, when you imported them into the software. Some of the things that are very nice about ShowXpress is since most of those fixtures were already built for you, you can see all of these colors and labels across the top, so you have a nice visual representation of what that fader does. And as you come across over to each individual channel, if you hover over it, you get that text representation as well that is actually showing you what that fader is. So you've got a text representation, a visual representation. It makes it very fast and easy to grab those faders.
And we should mention that since we did the last lesson, we've added another fixture, the Intimidator Spot 350.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we can now give a basic representation of what it's like to control a color changing fixture as well as to control a fixture that has movement or some type of built-in effects. And we'll take you through both of those right now.
Excellent.
So the first thing is, let's go ahead. I know, Jeff, you're a big fan of the 4 plays and the 4 bars.
Sure
I know
am.
you love washing your audience with those and your dance floors. So the first thing that you can do to determine which fixture it is you're going to grab, literally all you have to do is just click on the fixture right up here at the top.
The graphical representation of it.
Absolutely. Picture. And you notice how it automatically now shows you the channels associated with that fixture. All the other channels are still at your disposal. We've just eliminated them right now so you're not confusing. You're just dealing with this one specific fixture. This one specific fixture, I mean, you might have multiple 4 bars around the dance floor on the same DMX address, as you mentioned before, and they would all do the same thing at the same time right now. Or we could select any number of them to independently control them or control them all together. We even have a way where you could have hundreds of uplights and grab them all together with one button and activate groups. But I think we'll go through that in something more advanced later on. Okay, for now, here's your fixture. And as you can see, your channels from the left to right are laid out with your various RGB controls and your built-in color macros. So up here in the center of the screen, you can actually see these are representations of steps within a scene. This is how we would control movement or color and time. So what we can actually do right here, it begins with 1 step and the default value is the 5-second mark.
Sure.
Okay? So go to this first step right here. You see how it's highlighted, Jeff?
Right.
Why don't you just go ahead and crank up the red for this fixture. Let's assume you like that nice red color. Notice that when you grab the color too, what just popped up in this section of the window over here?
That color wheel.
That color wheel, okay. So while you can blend and you can make those perfect colors up against the walls to wash them and match your bridesmaids' dresses,
Sure.
exactly what you're looking for right now, you can just as easily click on that color wheel and you can even move around to the various colors it is that you're trying to accomplish. And on a standard RGB fixture, what an easy way to find your way around.
Fantastic.
Okay, and then again, you could do this manually as well on your fixtures, and you have a representation of what color we're at right here. Now, this is the color that we are at on this step in time.
Right.
Now, as you know, with many RGB fixtures, they have sometimes some built-in programs which will do a color chase or a color fade. What happens most common, you'll see a lot of people that do this, if you set the uplights or your 4 bar into a 7 color chase, inevitably that 4th color clashes with the bride's colors. She doesn't like that. So we want to be able to create our own color chase with colors that you've specifically selected that you like.
Perfect.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, this is step 1. This would be like the first color in your chase. All you need to do to be able to create your chase now is we're going to create our next step by simply clicking right here to add a step. Okay. Now the default, as you just noticed, it continues with the exact same time and the exact same control as what you had in the previous step. Notice all your faders are exactly the same as they were.
Sure.
So now let's select that second color that you want in your program. Very good. How many colors do you think we should go with here, Jeff?
4.
4? Okay,
Yes.
great. So let's just repeat this process. Let's go
Okay.
ahead and select that one more time. Let's go ahead and go with your third favorite color.
Which is going to be this purplish color there.
Very good.
And we're going to add another step, and that one will make sort of a yellow.
Excellent.
Okay.
So as you can see now, we have on the base 5-second value, how everything started at, 4 equal steps, 5 seconds long. Down here at the bottom, it shows you your total time for this show. Because this show, or scene, as it's called within ShowXpress, could represent hundreds of steps. And this
Sure.
could be an extremely long amount of time. As a matter of fact, you could literally set the lights to fade over a 40-minute dinner, so that at the end of dinner, the lights have dramatically decreased in brightness from when they came in, and now we're really getting ready for that dancing moment without overpowering them with bright LEDs.
And those are the details ShowXpress is so good at allowing you to control your lights with.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so in order to activate this scene, basically all you have to do is you can see the play button right up here at the top left of the screen. Now we're on the last step right here. Why don't you go ahead and start at the beginning where we first did this. And click play. And you'll notice now it is literally counting off our show up here in the window where our fixtures were.
I can see it changing from step 2 in 5 seconds to step 3
And you
so
notice
forth.
the faders changing as well.
Absolutely.
Now here's the only thing that you might not like with this. That's a pretty hard switch, isn't it?
It sure
is.
is. Yeah.
Okay, so we also have the ability, we were talking about fading. This is obviously not a fade. This is a hard switch of colors. Now, this could be great though if it was go dance time. I mean, you want to pump
Sure.
on the beat. This could be great to snap those colors or have that instant dynamic change. But you're looking for something a little bit softer, like what you're used to with that built-in fade program in your existing lights.
Sure.
Okay, let's go ahead and stop this right now. All right, Jeff, so let's go back here real quick. That is a common thing that people overlook when they're programming. And let's face it, we only have 4 steps, but had we had 40 steps, this could get a little complicated if we didn't think of it in advance.
Sure.
Look under your fader right here where you were selecting your colors. And you see right here where these stair steps are?
Yes.
Just click on one of those stair steps. And you see now how it has a nice gradual curve.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as we copied these steps, had we done that, every time we copied a step, it would carry over to the next step. You, please, click on the next step though. Now notice it's not there.
Right.
Because when we first created this, we created this as hard transitions.
Sure.
And so it saved all of our steps in that way. Jeff is now going to go back and he wants a fade. I don't think you're going to have much fun if you have to do this on every single step times every single light that you have times all the colors that you have here.
Absolutely not.
So we actually have a faster way of doing this. What you can do right now is you can select multiple channels up here. I believe it's your command key on your Mac here, Jeff. It's control on a PC. But hold down that and just click right up here. All right, Jeff, so right up here at the top, you see how that check mark appears?
Yes.
Now hold down your command key on your Mac, or again, it's control on a PC. Select all of these colors here. We used multiple colors, right? That's what we were using. So I want you to select each one of the colors that we were using, because that's going to represent the faders we were moving.
Sure.
Now what I'd like you to do is go ahead and change that curve down there at the bottom. Click on it again so you get that nice curve instead of the stair step.
Oh, it changed them all.
Okay, very good. Now it changed all of them for you at the same time because we have them all selected. Now once again, if you go to a different step though, Jeff, I want you to see that
It did not happen.
didn't change on the other steps, but you see how we still have them all selected.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back to the step you like. We
Okay.
had everything faded, or we could do
Right.
it here again, either way.
There's
Let's go to
everything
the fade. You want the fade? So here's what you can do that's going to make your life easy, because we're all going to forget this. Okay? If you right click on this fader here, you're going to get an option right down here which says set fade in quotations to all steps.
Nice.
Click on that. Now that's the fade state. That doesn't necessarily mean fade as in a curve. It might be that you left it in the curve and you want that snappy stuff. It's going to do whatever you just did. Now let's go through those multiple steps like we looked at it the first time.
And they're all
They're all
now
there.
faded smoothly.
And just to show you how easy it is, again, let's go back. Let's change them to the hard transition.
Okay.
So first, Jeff, again, just remember you're going to select your channels, hold down that Command key,
Excellent.
and you're going to go ahead and change the fade state to what it is you want.
Changed them all.
Right click,
Right click.
set fade state to all steps. And now as you go through your steps, you'll see that they're all back to stair steps.
They're back to stair steps.
So you've done
Excellent.
it both ways now.
That's a nice way to change everything at one time.
Exactly. All right, so now we're going to create that exact program that it was you were looking for with your 4 colors that you chose in this fade.
Sure.
Okay, so now that you've got everything in that fade state that you want, let's go back and play the scene again, and let's watch what actually happens with the faders as the scene is playing. Go
Excellent.
ahead.
It's a much smoother motion, yes.
Exactly. So as it's going through each step right now, you can literally see the faders moving as if you were doing that in real time yourself. You see the time counting down for each individual step and your total remaining time.
But you would never be able to do that manually, to smoothly mix to those exact colors that you selected in 5 seconds.
I'm still working on beat matching, so I don't know. But yeah, to be able to do it, and not just that, to be able to do it equally on every color.
Right.
Okay, now, if you wanted to go back to any individual step and have that not be as long, you could change the timing of it. You could also change the timing of the entire show. That's the next thing I'd like to show you.
Sure.
Okay, so let's go back real quick here. Let's stop this show.
Okay.
Okay, let's go click on, the default was 5 seconds.
Yes.
We're going to do something a little bit different here just to show you how fast it could be to change the entire show. You're at a 20-second fade right now totally, and then it repeats.
Right.
We can also set it so it doesn't have to repeat.
Excellent.
Okay, you like the repeat for now?
For now, it's good.
Okay, so we'll keep the repeat because that's what the lights do with the built-in programs anyway.
Sure.
Okay, if we go down here to your total time, so go ahead and click on your total time there, Jeff.
Okay.
This box right here represents whatever you're doing up here at the top. So you're not actually going to change anything at the top. You're going to change it right here. I think that's very important that you realize that. It's at 20 seconds right now.
Sure.
Let's say that you just wanted to make that well, 40 seconds sounds easy. We'll just double the time. Let's do that real quick. Go ahead and change that to 40.
Okay.
And now hit enter when you're done. You see the screen that pops up right here?
Yep.
So it's going to ask you, okay, well, the total time is 40 seconds right now. Would you like me to change all of your steps is basically what it's asking.
To equal that new amount.
To equal the new amount, right.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and say yes and see what ShowXpress does for us.
Changed them all to 10.
Okay,
Excellent.
now that makes perfect sense, right?
Sure.
I mean, we went from 20 seconds to 40 seconds, it's twice the time. So every step would be twice the time.
Sure.
If it was 150% of the time, ShowXpress is just as good as doing that kind of math. But now I'm going to show you just how accurate ShowXpress can be.
Excellent.
Okay, let's go back here to step 1.
Right.
And right now we're locked back in where we have a 40-second fade. Every step is 10 seconds. Let's take step 1. You're highlighted on there.
Right.
We're still going to change the time down here at the bottom. Let's make that 5 seconds now.
Okay.
We don't like that color as much. We want to get through it a little bit faster. Add some faster movement. Okay, so now you can see 5, 10. Let's go to step 3 and do the exact same thing.
Okay.
Okay, so now our total time on our show, as you can see, we're at a 30-second time right now. Okay, so we're at a 30-second time, and we go 5, 10, 5, 10. Okay, I'm just trying to use numbers that we can easily do math with.
Thank you for that.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
So now let's go back to that total time, and instead of a 30-second show, let's say we want a minute-long show.
Sure.
60 seconds. And you're going to push enter. And once again, ShowXpress is going to ask, would you like me to do math for you?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. So it did the same thing.
It did the same thing, and as you can see, it actually kept the same ratios.
Yes.
So ShowXpress didn't go back in and modify what you had done. You spent a lot of time creating the exact amount of time, or ratio, if you will, on each individual step. So by slowing down the entire show or speeding up the entire show, it's kept those same ratios in the same step formation, if you will. And it calculated all the math for you, because I know you don't have time to do that right before your setup today.
I can't add 2 and 2, so that's
Exactly.
perfect.
Excellent.